Hi, travelers. It is the 19th of November. I can't believe Thanksgiving is just a few days away. And this is a romance open reading. I know you guys, a lot of you don't follow me or you wonder why I don't do romance readings. Well, there's lots of people on YouTube that do romance readings, and people go to see them all the time. But I often ask the question, why do you want to just look at your romantic life to the exclusion of other parts of your life? Because I'm quite sure that for some of you, romance is not that great, and some other issues in your life, areas of your life, could stand a bit of work. And so I feel that when I do my readings, I don't specialize in romance readings. I don't bring you romance readings, but I feel that if the cards want to talk about that, they will do so. But today I am going to be bringing you strictly a romance reading, okay? I want to give a shout out to Nyla, who followed me over on Twitch. I'll post up the Twitch address and underneath the description box if you want to come over and see me on Twitch. I'm going to start doing live readings over on Twitch to see what that's all about. I was finally able to join Mastodon today. Because I don't know what the hell is going on over at Twitter. So that was pretty interesting. I posted pulled my first card for Mastodon today. That was really interesting. The card that came out for that particular social media thing. It's one of the fastest growing social medias. That's if you're a Twitter user out there. So. I have with me a deck of cards that I bought a year and a half ago, and they just did not speak to me. So I've been playing around with them today. These are the Romance Tarot, and today they choose to speak. I think they don't speak to me because the colors are muted. There's several decks where the colors are very muted. What do you call it? The Casanova deck doesn't have it's mostly browns and whites and yellows, so it's not. And my intuition is triggered a lot by color. So, anyway, I've done some meditation and shuffling on this just, to see what could be going on for somebody in their romantic life. I do have with me the La Vida Sibila for clarification. And we will wrap the reading up with a Romance Angels card, okay? I want to give a shout out to my girl Bella Dutch. Bella, if you're watching, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're not snowed in. I'm quite sure you're snowed in. Everybody is down here. It's raining, extremely windy. The wind's blowing like 35, 40 miles an hour. And it is 47 degrees. Now, that's freezing down here where we are. It never gets, super cold down here. So, anyway, let me go ahead and turn the camera around. And if there's somebody watching me with the username Spiritual Baddie 1, if you're watching this, I want to thank you as well for joining me over on Twitch today. I really do appreciate that. And once I figure out what's going on, it took me like 3 hours to figure out how to operate this stupid thing. And so once I figure out how to really operate it, I'll get better at it. And hopefully we can figure out what that glitchy camera issue that was going on. I don't know if it's my camera, if it's the program. I just don't know. So, let me turn the camera around and we'll get started. I'm not going to shuffle these anymore. I've already done some shuffling on them. So I'm just going to lay the cards, thump them there, knock some new energy into them. Here we go. 9 cards down. Aha. The Devil. Can you guys see that? There we go. Okay. The Queen of Cups. So I don't know if you can see what I mean by the muted colors in the deck. I'm sure they probably look pretty. And I'm going to probably turn that that light down some. Then I have the 5 of Wands. That's interesting. Next card. Oh God, they're thin too. The Hanged Man. I don't know why that looked like Harry Houdini to me. Huh. Okay. There's that. I have the Hermit. The Three of Cups. Okay, so this is the Judgment card. That's what that is. I thought it was the World card, but it's the Judgment card. That's interesting. The Chariot. Well, now. And finally, I have the High Priestess. Oh, no, that's interesting. Most definitely so. Okay. Two things about that High Priestess have come to me. I have to touch my card, so you'll forgive me for being like persnickety here. What is the energy over the entire reading? Ah, the Four of Swords. Okay, so let me see if I can adjust the lighting here. Bring it down a tad. Maybe you might be able to see the cards a bit better. Okay, there we go. So, what do I have? Well, I got one court card here, Queen of Cups. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. Wow. Okay, so this is huge. Whatever it is, there's some lessons, some underlying lessons. There's some karmic work going on. Let me put my tea over here. Okay. Oh well, I better not do that. Let me sit right there. Okay. And there's something afoot here. So, two things. Queen of Cups up here could be you. You could be a water sign. You could be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. But this could also be you in terms of being in your emotions. You guys, that, you know, the way I interpret the cards in terms of what the suits, the different suits means, never changes for me from deck to deck. All right. So this could be you in your emotions, feeling highly emotional or very emotional, but also rather intuitive. Okay. And maybe even psychic for some of you. What I have in the center is the Hermit. And in this particular reading, what is happening is we see someone, wouldn't necessarily say he's looking into his own desk, but it's kind of peeking in over this, into this drawer. So this, to me, is somebody finding out things, okay? Or finding out something, or finding something, okay? Because it's a desk and these cards look to be like of a Victorian era, I'm going to say this is something written. So this could be a letter, a phone number. It might even be a text message, okay? So something that you've discovered. And I feel that what you've discovered has to do with this Devil card at the very beginning. Past, present, future interplay of the cards. Now, to me, this Devil card represents two things. To me, this is an indication that maybe you've met someone who's highly attractive. There's a lot of sexual energy between the two of you. Temptation is here. Maybe you did meet this person in a bar-like situation or out in a public space somewhere. And the person has indeed kind of intrigued you and brought out feelings in you, okay? Because, and the reason why I say that is this female here has a mask on her face. So to me, this is the indication that you have not really shown this person your true self yet, okay? I also hear in the past that you have You feel that you've been waiting, or the situation feels as though it's been suspended in time. But you do get a message. Here it is. You get some kind of news or information. Okay? Now, even though that picture on the card does not necessarily show that, that's not what we're saying. That's not, to me, what the image is saying. What the image may be saying is that maybe you are have told others about this person, and they're kind of happy for you, and they're celebrating with you. Maybe you've been along for a long, long time, and like this hermit, and have just been kind of waiting around, quote unquote, for the right person, what you think is the right person to come along. But there is some underlying tension here. I have this Five of Wands. I feel that this individual is, for lack of a better term, player. Okay? He's got a lot of irons in the fire. He's seeing a lot of different women. I think this is unbeknownst to you. And I think when I said at the beginning that you have maybe intuitively kind of picked up on something, I think this is what has driven you to kind of peek in, to do a little bit of research. Remember, the hermit is not just a teacher, he's also a scholar. This is, asking the real questions, or the hard questions, or at the very least, I don't think you've asked the hard questions, you put them to the person yet, but I do think you've been doing some quote unquote investigating. Indeed, I would even say that perhaps some of you may have randomly discovered this person out in public someplace. You saw him, right, going someplace perhaps that he should not be going, or at the very least entering into a place that makes you rather suspect. This is out in the open. That's the message. The news has come out. So there's two things here. Now, there are these faces on the side of this building. One of them looks to be like a Leo, a fire sign. So that could be, if not necessarily the male being a fire sign, then the idea that he either inspires a lot of passion in you, or that he is a passionate person. But what to me is curious is the ending of this. And from here to here, either you saw him either entering in or perhaps exiting out. Now, the way that the figure is standing kind of intimates that he's entering in, but he could also be coming out, okay? And I say that because we go from the 5 females to the 3 females. Okay? And additionally, these are 2 separate women. And the funny thing is that this is you, but this is also her. And this is you, and this is also her. Okay? So I don't think the 2 of you know each other. That gets rid of the 2 extra women. Okay? And I feel that what the outcome, well, I can't really give you the outcome, because sometimes the high priestess can be about mystery or secrets kept, or the answer is unknown at this particular time. This Chariot card in the center here is this idea of, yes, movement, but it is really the idea of getting a handle on your emotions. Remember, he represents the sign of Cancer. The Chariot does. It also, here with these 2 bulls or cows. I don't know exactly if they're bulls or if they're cows. I'm not sure. They're both kind of dressed up. The headdress is on the top. This kind of maybe like a it's a, what is it, like a holiday kind of a situation. Now, this reading will apply whether you are male or female, same-sex, heterosexual, whether you identify with the male role or you identify with the female role, whichever the case may be. So this is not just a him and her, quote unquote, kind of a reading. This is really a reading which says that it's a situation in which anybody can find themselves in, okay? So do keep that in mind. There's something else this Chariot card is trying to tell me. I'm not looking at the book for these cards because I think the meanings are really kind of lukewarm and watery, but there may be something in there that might prompt me to see if it's going to tell me something else. So let me grab the book right quick just to see if there's anything in it that can help me. Where is it? The Chariot. The card says conviction. That's the word. But that's not what comes across for me. What comes across for me is this idea. There's a meaning. It says dreams are pushed ahead of hope. And nothing can stop their advance. It is important not to change course. And what I feel that that means is that if you have been, what's the word? Digging into, or you suspect, or you've seen something that didn't quite sit right with you, okay? You can hope that that's not what you're seeing, right? Okay? And you can dream about it in the sense that there are just psychic energies coming across. But I think you know that something is amiss with this individual. And so, to me, what the Chariot card says is you should move ahead. Not change course, but move ahead with whatever it is that into discovering what it is you really need to know. This is what I'm trying to say. See her reading that book? Okay. The book contains all kinds of secrets. So, I can't look at this card because it basically, to me, represents a person. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this Judgment card. Because sometimes the Judgment card can be the idea that you need to use your own judgment and intuition to discover whatever it is you need to discover. I fear that some of you will simply move ahead anyway. But if that's the case, I want you to look at the figure in this card. If you can see her face. It's hard to tell. She's not looking too happy. And in a sense, the picture the image kind of gives the feeling of being abandoned, or like the spinster. I don't know if that means, that's not quite what I'm trying to indicate, but she looks quite sad and forlorn. Not regretful, but wishful. So I'm going to pull cards on, first let me pull cards on this Devil card. And another thing, I feel that this individual has what's the word? In terms of this being the other woman, I think there's something formal between these two. Maybe they're married. To me, this feels something formal. There's something else, this Four of Swords, that's trying to tell me too. So I'll have to look at it. So I'm going to look at this Devil card first. Okay? And, you know, sometimes we meet people To me, the mask does not indicate a shyness. It just indicates an inability to, I feel, be comfortable, really comfortable in the person's presence. Let's see. Leggerezza, the carelessness card. Also the sex card. The giovane fanciulla, attraction to a young girl. And the speranza card, the hope. Remember I said something about Leo? There's the lion there. Now, there is another meaning to this card. Here, the giovane fanciulla. And it says that the trouble is coming from this Leggerezza card, the carelessness card. So this is the idea that maybe you've misjudged a person or a situation. It's not a continuing kind of a thing. It's a one-off, perhaps, kind of a thing. But it is the idea that, you know, you're just not being astute as you need to be. In terms of the giovane fanciulla is, it can say that the qualities of this particular female is that of impressionability, vulnerability, and perhaps a bit of naivete. Okay? Speranza, the hope card, is this idea, to me sometimes, particularly with the anchor here, is that, you know, you hope to meet somebody who's good, or that's going to be, what's the word, faithful and true and honest with you. This card says that you can continue to have that kind of hope, okay, but we know that there's something a bit amiss here with the Leggerezza card. The devil card is all of those things that represent the third dimension. So maybe he's a snappy dresser. Maybe he's got a lot of money. Maybe he smells good. Maybe he's, you know, cock of the walk. Maybe he's the ship, right? So there are a lot of things that can attract us to this particular individual. But we must not, like the hangman, surrender all of our faculties and senses to the situation. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to look at this Three of Cups. The Belvedere. Makes perfect sense. The Falsità. And the Superbia. Now that's lucky. That's only one of two lucky cards in the deck. The Belvedere is this idea that it is the imminent arrival of something or someone. And not only is it, you know, the imminent arrival, you're not only viewing something from afar, but you are viewing something that is coming towards you. Okay? As I say, hence with the telescope turned around the wrong way. This card says, though, but that before you, for lack of a better term, cast stones or throw stones or pry into other people's business, you need to first do some introspection into yourself. Maybe the question would be, you know, what do I really see in this person? If you're upset about something or you're suspicious about something, okay, what is it that's making you feel that way? Remember, I'm talking to you about intuition, because here we have the Falsità. And the Falsità card is about people who are pulling the wool over your eyes. They are around you for their own, you know, to try to get something out of you, no matter what that may be. It speaks to situations that are woven with a web of lies. There's also, let me give you the indication for in romance, okay, in the romance department. It heralds pangs of consciousness over mistakes made in a relationship. It can also describe nostalgia and sadness, lamenting over something. Oh, no, wrong card. Sorry. I didn't think that made sense. In love, it indicates infidelity, lies, and a partner with ulterior motives. It precludes the possibility of true love and can sometimes foretell the presence of a devious third person whose aim it is to break up a couple's relationship. Now, if you the side chick or the side dude, whatever the case may be, then that's you. And it's asking you to take a look at that. Okay? But if you are the one in the quote-unquote formal situation with the person, okay, it is saying that there could be someone out there who, you know, is trying to break you up. The card represents a person with false intentions. It is a card of lies, false adulations, and compliments given with an ulterior motive. It represents someone very close and possibly a long-standing acquaintance or even a family member who is two-faced and plotting against you. It represents murky and thorny situations woven with the tight web of lies and deceits, and often you are not even aware of the true state of affairs because the people are skilled and know how to deceive you. It also represents someone who is taking advantage of your good faith and trust, and trust in them. Okay? Now, the lucky card, the Superbia card. The Superbia card is a divine protection. And basically, it just means that no matter how bad the situation gets, in a sense, you are kind of protected. Okay? It can also have an indication of somebody to do with a connotation of vanity. So this could be someone who, the individual, could be someone who's being deceitful, is someone who spends a lot of money, likes to look good, is concerned with their appearance, maybe concerned with being a status symbol of some way, shape, or form. Okay? If that helps any. The Belvedere says that there's still time to alter course. Okay? Even though this card tells you do not change course. I think if the course is to discover the truth so that you can detangle yourself from this situation, then there's time. I'm going to look at this card. The stanza, the alcove, the meeting room, secrets between two people, someone who knows someone very intimately, conversations, being gathered around a table holding conversations with someone face to face. So this can imply having tea and cake and coffee and dinner, being invited to someone's house. And the limoneo. So remember that idea that I was telling you that it felt like a formal situation? That's what this is. Okay? I don't know if this person has already proposed to this individual. Okay? But it's coming. It is coming. This is what this tells me. Here. Finally, I'm going to look at this Four of Swords. And to me, that was the indication, this Four of Swords here with the Hanged Man, that this is a formal situation, perhaps in the making. And whatever the individual is saying to you is not true. I do not feel, in terms of the energy coming off, that this individual is going to break up with this or going to change course. Okay? With this one, and that's probably what the announcement is. That the individual, you're going to hear it some kind of way. And this person's about to be either get engaged or is engaged or about to get married. This male figure here. The Donna de Servizio. The Helper. The Morte card. And the Militare. So what that is saying to me, the Donna de Servizio is just that. She comes out to help. That's what she does. She's a servant. So this reading is Four of Swords is saying to you that this situation, because traditionally what does the Four of Swords mean? It means that you have to take a step back so that you can gather your thoughts and kind of gain a bit of clarity, you know, even though that's, I just get the sense with this card, it kind of feels, particularly this figure here, They're smiling, he's smiling, and she's all distracted, so to speak. She's just kind of not there. Okay? And so what that tells me is that you got some type of mental, maybe a mental block. Not a mental block, that's not the right word, but there's something going on with you mentally, and you're not quite exactly sure what to do about it. So perhaps you're not doing anything. You're not even thinking about anything. You're just taking, you're just kind of checked out mentally. It's easier perhaps for you that way. But the Donna de Servicio comes in with the Muerte card to say that this is an abrupt end. It will come to an abrupt end. Someone has said something or done something. They've crossed the Rubicon and they can never go back. The situation can never go back to the way it was before. So if this is a relationship in which the guy's been cheating and you didn't know about it, you thought he was the main one, or the person's been cheating and you thought you were the main one, well, you're going to find out that you're not the main one. You've never been the main one, regardless of what he said to you, he or she has said to you. And that here with the Militare card, it says that you're going to have to really dig deep so that you can overcome this particular obstacle. Okay? That's the reading. Now this can't be, there's your card. I'm going to turn that one over and I'm going to shuffle. And I was going to say this can't be true for everybody. It does require a personal reading to look at your situation. But I know that somebody out there recognizes this. And I feel that you met this person not too long ago. Okay? Maybe back in September or October. I'm getting that from the 9 of the Hermit card. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to pull another card. So I'm just kind of... Well, I don't know what this means. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And I think that should say or spiritual path. Okay? Let me put this here. Let me read that to you. And then I'm going to read you this card that just kind of presented itself. Religious. This card reveals that religion and spirituality are subtle but important factors in your love life. Perhaps you are looking for a relationship with a partner who shares your spiritual beliefs. If so, this card comes to you as guidance to seek your new partner at a church, temple, or meeting place associated with your faith. If you are currently with a partner who is not spiritually minded or whose beliefs differ markedly from your own, you may feel dissatisfied. You may also be influenced by family traditions that expect you to marry within your own culture or religion. I don't think that's what it says. I think the idea that this person has no problem cheating and you're not down with that. The romance angels are helping you to address the issue, and they ask you to remain true to yourself during the process. Decide which factors you will and will not accept in your relationship and what your priorities are for your partner. For instance, it is possible that your love interest may live the spiritual principles that you find important, for example, forgiveness, charity, kindness, and the like, without having the same religious affiliation you do. That could be the attraction, but obviously, I don't know. The angels remind you that your partner is a holy child of the divine. Everyone is spiritual in truth because everyone is spirit. Although it is not up to you to change your partner to match your spiritual path, your affirmation, prayers, and visualizations can have a positive effect on both of you and your relationship. But this odd card came out. It says very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. That goes all the way back to this card. You know, dreams before hope. Okay? You're putting dreams are coming before hope. And this card says that even though this may be the situation, don't give up hope. Okay? That the right partner or person will be coming along in your life very soon. That's what the card says. Let's see here. I can't do I don't know my letters. This card asks you what do you want and demands very clear and specific answers. Just like putting in your order at a restaurant, the universe has been listening to your thoughts and feelings about your love life and has brought you exactly what you asked for. But when you complain about what's served to you, it is only because you placed an unclear order. As soon as you are perfectly straightforward about what it is you desire, it comes to you upon the wings of angels in an instant. You drew this card because it is time for you to get clear and honest with yourself and formulate your requests with faith and optimism. Trust your feelings and make decisions for yourself about what is best for you. So remember when I was talking to you about having the mask on? Okay, you've not shown your true self to that person, but you're also hiding yourself from yourself about what it is you really want. To me, this feels like a very flirtatious kind of an energy, but it definitely could be more, okay? But you want to be careful because this individual is not free. They're not a free individual. They are proposed. And I think this card applies to that situation, okay? That's what I feel. So that is what I have for you. That is your romance reading. I am working on the December readings, and I will be bringing you another newsletter this week as well. If you'd like to book a reading, you can see there on the screen at the top right, you can just simply email me. First, go over to the About box section. You can see my reading packages, what I have, what they cost. And then you simply email me and we can set up something. So until then, I won't be seeing you guys before Turkey Day. So please have a very, very safe, happy holiday season. Okay? And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.